that's bursting. It's been a while since I said to you anything about cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin. All along, when I've mentioned it, I've shown patterns that were suggestive of the fact that this amazing group of speculative cryptocurrencies was holding up, and that, in my opinion, there was going to be a massive washout. At the beginning of the year, when it was trading, I think 16,800 or something like that, I predicted that would move down to 4,500 this year. That came from other bubbles that I've seen burst in history where they lose 80 or 90% of their value once they start to come down. Now we've had a pretty significant breakdown, and I want you to look at it, and you can see how this worked and how the projection right now takes it down still significantly. I don't know the exact numbers, 1,700 to 2,000 cryptocurrencies out there. It's absurd, people putting their money in these things that just have esoteric value. A cryptocurrency is essentially a measure of digital work. That's the value. How much work does it take to solve some extraordinarily difficult equation? And then when it does, when they solve it, they build onto the blockchain, and eventually they create bitcoins. And that's how it works. And if you can see that there's any perceived value in there, or there's any financial benefit from it, well, I don't really know. There is purpose for it, and don't confuse blockchain with cryptocurrencies. Blockchain is a phenomenal technology. Cryptocurrency is a phenomenally speculative bubble of currencies that are meeting needs out there that are there's gonna have to be something that comes up for a replacement for them, because fiat money is going to implode. So there will be a need for something like this, and that's why this bubble was formed, but it's going to be something with a lot more credibility to it than this just conglomeration of junk that has created cryptocurrencies. So let's take a look now as we look at, did you get my opinion in there about cryptocurrencies? We'll take a look at /BTC, which is the futures in Bitcoin. And this is what we're going to look at right in here, and that is the cycle patterns that have been in formation. So the big break, of course, this future was up here at 20,000 and then had this massive break down over here to about 6,000. That happened January, February of this year. Then it rebounded and came down. Now you can see the formation of the cycle. There's a minor pattern in here. Excuse me, and this pattern is right here, and the minor pattern right in here. That made up the dominant pattern, which is right in here, and I have that, how it formed in reality right there. Now I want you to note that this low right over here was just ever so slightly lower than this low over here. That was negative. Now, it would have been more negative if it got significantly lower than that. And then we have this resistance zone that's created from this decline right in here. And look what it did. It came up and tickled it and came down. So we've had this, idea that if it breaks under this level, and it tried to do it several times, there was somebody trying to hold it up at $64, $6,300. And finally it gave way. Now here's the VTL right over here, and it came down, the VTL joining these cycle peaks, not able to give you a breakout, and now the breakdown underneath that level. See if I can get this to show right over here. There you go. So this breakdown right over here is happening right now as we had to move down to 51.55, getting pretty close to what my target was of 4,500. Now you can see that the completion of this period is due out about the first to second week of December. The question is it going to make the fib target right there, that extension, at about 3,700 between now and December? Or is it going to do it out next year where it points to a decline potentially as low as 2,400? That would be 3,700 to 2,400 in that fib extension target zone. We believe strongly it's going there. Now, if I switch over to the daily chart right in here, this phenomenal looking chart right there, you will see that these have almost perfect harmonic families right in here. So you have the 1/3, the minor thirds right in here, and then you have the full dominant cycle pattern right in here. Here's your low right here, the nesting area. Then it holds up for all of this period of time. But note right over here the negative momentum right there. And then it neutralized because the slim ribbon is so close, and then went negative again last week. Then it plunged through that important level right over there underneath the 6,000 area, and then went into total free fall. So we are in the second minor third right over there, which is trying to bottom at this 5,100 level. We're likely to get another rally and then decline over here, which points to the second week of December. So you have this alignment right in here, and you have what we told you in the weekly, which we're going to go back to, that this low right over here is the same place, about the second week of December. So weekly points to the second week of December, daily points to the second week of December. And that means that in the next, well, we'll call it 5 weeks or so, 4 to 5 weeks, there is tons of downside risk, and we could have that significant major decline down to that fib extension support down around 3,700. Or it could not be that bad, and it could just have a modest decline below these levels, have another rally period here out into December, maybe even January, and then turn down again for another debacle into the first half of next year. To me, this is the perfect example of just beautiful cyclicality, telling you about the danger in something. And it's been that way, and to us very, very clear. And cryptocurrencies are entering a washout stage. I wouldn't be surprised if when this is over with, there's 100 of them left out of 2,000. I mean, there's a level of absurdity in the creation of this entire class of securities that, to me, is going to go down in history with the South Sea bubble and any of the other crazy periods where investors just couldn't find anything of value to buy in, so they bought crazy stuff, and there you go. So Bitcoin futures in free fall, the entire cryptocurrency sector in severe risk as far as I'm concerned. And it's not like it has that many massive amount of dollars in there relative to world assets that's going to upset the world in any kind of a big way, but I think that this is very clear in my opinion, and has been for the last year and a half, as we've seen this whole thing develop. So that's it. We looked at the bad group, we looked at the good group, the bad ones being the home builders, which continue to be in bad shape, the good one being airlines, which to us, at least for the near term, the next several months, are going to offer a investable opportunity in our opinion, and the bubble that's bursting in cryptocurrencies that to us is going to see something very dramatic continue to occur in that. I hope you've thought this to be an incredibly informative video. While I've been designing it, it's been even enlightening to me, and that's what happens when I do all of this analysis. I really get a tremendous amount out of it, and learn as I go, and hopefully you learn as you go. And if you haven't taken that cycle analysis workshop, you can see the gems that are in there in these 20 video modules, so go for it. That's it, and I will see you in the next segment.